Hey, we're Janine and Joe, and you're watching our channel, Nova Scotia Land and Sea. We're novice sailors learning the ropes and updating our first sailboat. On this week's episode, you're going to see Janine sanding and painting the interior of a 1989 Hunter 30 sailboat.
Hello, here we are again. The weather isn't that nice today, so I'm going to be doing some interior work. I am just getting ready to prep all of the areas that are going to be painted inside the boat. So we are going to keep a lot of the wood, but we want the wood to be like an accent, and right now there's so much wood that it's just making this space feel really dark. So I'm going to paint like this wall behind me, and also the wall behind us here where the head is at. So I'm gonna leave the door as like an accent of wood, but paint everything around it. And underneath the charting table, I'm gonna paint that and like this wall right here. And I'm also gonna paint inside the V-berth here, like this piece, and like the fronts of these. So I've like removed everything from the walls that needs to come off, and I am gonna fill some holes where there were like some random stuff that like I'm not gonna put back. And I removed like all of the handles here, like coming down the stairs, so that it's gonna be easier for me to paint. Again, I'm gonna leave those wood, and I'm just gonna be painting the wall behind it, so there'll be like wood accents and then parts that are painted. I took everything out of the V-berth, and I took all of the cushions off of the dinette and like the seating area, and this is where all the tools are at. And I'm going to cover these with a tarp, and then everything that I was worried about getting dirty that I know we're not going to use right now, I put in the aft cabin. And I'm just using an extra sail bag cover that we have to keep that area like sectioned off. For this wall here, I'm just using white fill because it's getting painted anyways. So there are some other areas that I need to fill, and I'm going to use like the natural wood filler on those, but for this area I can just use the white. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna let that first coat dry, and then I'll come back and start sanding. Dirty. Now I'm just gonna clean everything, and then after the cleaning is all done, I'm just gonna fill the holes again. Can you see my breath? I can see my breath. And tape everything, and then it will be ready for primer and then paint. So I just did the sanding to like take the shine off of the varnish so that the primer will adhere better. Today I'm gonna be doing the primer on all the areas that I'm gonna paint. I feel like I've been waiting for this day for so long. I'm just gonna get started by taping off all of the areas that need to be taped. I'm like pretty good with brushwork. The secret is this paintbrush right here. This is the Wooster Pro. I have the 2-inch from Home Depot, and this gives a really nice crisp line, and it makes it so that you don't have to tape as much. I don't really love the tape because I find you need to go back and like score along the edge, because otherwise when you remove it, it has a tendency to lift what you painted. So I'm only going to be doing like minimal taping, hopefully, and everything else I can do by hand. Yeah, that's all. Wish me luck. Remember like a year ago, we were finishing renovating our last house, and I thought that was going to be the end of my painting career. Joke's on me. Okay, I think taping finally done. I'm just going to do the rest of the sanding over here. It's time. Shake, 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 shake. Make this easier. When I do cutting in, I just use like a cup and I put the paint or the primer in the cup. And then I don't have to carry around a little can or something. You can buy those like plastic things that have a little hook that go over your hand, but I just find this is easier. Painting with the actual paint and not the primer. So this is going to make a big difference, I think. Joe's just working on some outside stuff. He's gonna do some buffing of the hull. Yeah, that's the plan. And I like how I thought that my nails were gonna survive this. Okay, paint color is this is a Behr paint, but the color is Benjamin Moore Swiss Coffee, and it's like it's kind of like a warm white because we have a lot of this like beige color on the interior, and I wanted something that wasn't going to clash with that, so I didn't want like a really cool toned white, which is what this kind of looks like right now. Yeah, so I think it's going to be very nice. And then stir it as well. Alright, here we are at the club again. I just finished the cutting in the other night and it's starting to get dark, so I couldn't do the rolling. So now it's Friday night and Joe and I are here working so we can get some stuff done. It's going to rain a lot all weekend, so I'm going to be doing just interior stuff and just trying to finish up the sanding on the keel right now. Yeah, that's the plan. Here we go. I need some caffeine, so I'm having pop. At least it's rolling and not doing brushwork, because that's the worst. This is the part of the process where you start to be like really over it, and that's where I am now, because I do in fact have to do a third coat. I'm back. Just going to go around and do like a light sanding anywhere that there might be like a little piece of fuzz or anything stuck. And this before I do the final coat, so that it has a nice smooth finish. And then I'm gonna do the third coat, and hopefully that will be it. It might need another coat after that, but I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm almost done all of the interior painting. I was here yesterday and I did like a lot of cleaning, and I took all the tape off. Probably spent like 6 hours cleaning the interior, and I'm not done yet. I literally scrubbed like every single wall, and I used my favorite cleaner. Just Spray 9. They should actually sponsor me, because like, look how big this bottle of Spray 9 is at your local Canadian Tire. Looking good. Got the cushions back on the boat, got this vent cover, that vent cover, got some of the tools cleaned up. Kitchen is still work in progress. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do the paint touch-ups. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but even though I sanded and primed, there's 3 coats of paint on this, and there's still a little bit of stain bleeding through from like the oils in the wood or something. So I'm gonna give that another sanding and another coat. This is the only spot for some reason when you can see it. And it's kind of just in the center, so I am gonna put something like a piece of artwork here. Actually, I'm gonna put a mirror here, and if that doesn't come out like 100% perfect, that will cover it anyways. So yeah, just looking really good though. It's starting to be worth all of the work, and the boat smells really nice and clean and fresh. It doesn't have that like boat smell anymore. Hello. Okay, so I'm just here at the boat after work before yoga. These came in the mail today. This is the new hardware that I'm gonna put on the cabinets. The other stuff is just like, it's all like corroded, and I feel like it's too small. Like it's not bulky enough for the size of the cabinets. So I'm gonna see how many of these I can get replaced before I have to leave. Old hardware, new hardware. You can't see, like, I don't think how yucky this is. And like, why is it so small? It looks like it should be on like a dollhouse. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it looks better. Alright, another job done. I am out for the night. Going to yoga. Bye.
Tune in next week as we tackle some exterior boat projects and reveal our new boat name. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to follow along with our journey.